Hey guys, welcome to Game Day. We're excited about this morning. Look, it's three ugly guys with mics, and look, it's all three of us. It is. Kevin Harp's already told me. He already told me that there's a lot of glare off my head, but that's going to be okay. If you just close your eyes, you can pretend you're in the room with us, and you don't have to worry about it too much. Got Steve Herring, Chet Yates right beside me, and look, we got a lot of announcements. And this isn't a sports show. It's not. But I do want to tell you this. I want to talk about the Braves for a second. Because this is 10 wins in a row. This is 10 wins in a row. And there was a grand slam last night, wasn't there, guys?
Right. And there was 8 runs scored in one inning.
Eight
they
runs
were down
in
by
one
2.
Inning. Man, that's something else. And we're still 6 games behind. We're still 6. Somebody
but 6 games.
But 6 games.
Yeah,
Only
they
6
were
games.
down 10.
They were down 10.
Did the Mets win last night?
I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah,
somebody
they didn't
us.
play it because it went from 6.5 to
No,
6.
they were playing last night. Yeah.
So something happened. They only got a half a game.
Well, there you go, guys. There you go. Hey, look, we want to talk about some of these announcements, and we're excited about these announcements. So, Viewbilee is coming up. What we're going to do in Viewbilee is we need you to, if you've got anything at all at your house that's still, I mean, you can still use it. It's in great shape. You know other people can use it, but you don't use it at all. I mean, it's been 3 years since you've used it. It's been packed away, and you can bring it here for us to sell for our youth or our children and raise money for them. We would appreciate that so much. It's going to be on July 2nd. We're going to sell from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then we're done. Hopefully next week when we start showing you some of these items, we're not going to sell them until July 2nd, but we still want to show you some of those. You guys got anything crazy at your house?
I got 8 kids. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're selling your – no, you're not selling
Selling
your
which
kids.
one?
Yeah,
selling my
but
kids.
honestly, guys, I've got stuff in my basement and things that I could bring that are usable as long as I don't tell Amy that I'm doing it. And then I think, hey, did I lose my mic? I think I did.
I think you did.
But I'm good. I'm good. Hey, but here's the thing. If you've got anything there, I mean, you're talking about, this is a device you use in the kitchen. It's one that you use in your yard, whatever it is, and you continue to, and you just, it's been sitting there forever. You got these storage buildings. I mean, seriously, guys, storage buildings everywhere. I was talking to a guy the other day. He was talking about just he wanted to get into the storage units. He had some, but he wanted to get some more. I was like, man, these people are just packing this stuff away. At $60, $70 a month, you're spending nearly $1,000, well, over $1,000 a year sometimes for these storage units, especially for the climate-controlled. I don't know why you're putting a sofa in the climate-controlled unit, but we need to sell that sucker. Let's do it. You bring it here. We're going to sell it that day. We're going to raise money for these kids, okay? Now, listen. At the end of the day, there's dumpsters. We're dumping stuff now. I mean, that's just all there is to it. But we want to, and no clothes. We don't want any clothes, and especially used clothes. Used and holy and dirty and all that kind of stuff like that. We're going to do, I guess furniture, things like that.
Yes.
We're going to do items for the yard and all that kind of good stuff.
Used
and
cars, lawnmowers.
When I said, do you have anything crazy at the house, he was thinking family, weren't you?
Yeah. I got a dog I'd like to sell.
He like to sell
Got 3 teeth.
He got to sell his dog. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
It's Teresa's dog.
Hey, and we have. Hey, let's talk just a few minutes, guys, about the men's conference coming up in August, and we got Steve Herring here with us, and hopefully a regular guest talking about this men's conference. But Steve, tell us a little bit about what's going on, man.
This is year number 10, and David Anderson come up with a neat idea, and Miss Sherry Curtis is one of the most talented women, most giving women I know, most giving people.
Yep.
And so David said, Steve, let's get Miss Sherry to make a blanket out of T-shirts from the Wyoming Men's Conference.
Oh, wow.
10 years. So Miss Sherry said, I'd love to do it, Steve, but it's going to take some time, because she said that takes a lot. So she's been working on it for 2 months now.
Wow.
And she's taken a T-shirt from each year of the conference and making one. We're gonna auction it off at the men's conference, and she's given that. But this year's theme is everything has a price. Price tag. Jesus didn't die at an easy cost to himself.
Right. That's right.
It was painful. It was awful, and
Well, Steve,
he gave everything.
And here's the thing. Everything has a price.
Yep.
Everything has a price. Whatever you're trying to accomplish in your life, it has a price. So there are going to be men here that day who have problems with alcohol. It's going to cost you like nobody's business to try to get out of that addiction. There's some people here who are going to have problems with pornography. And it's going to be one of those things where, listen, it's going to cost you. There's going to be a price to pay to get rid of that. Now, Jesus paid the price to free you from sin, but there's a price on this side, too, when God says, hey, go into the promised land, He did. You know, a lot of us forget that they had to fight for that promised land. It was promised, and he was going to help them through, but they had to fight for it. There's a price. There's a price to pay for all this stuff, and I'm excited about that. What all go on at the men's conference?
Well, we'll eat.
Yes, we will.
That's where it all. That's the alpha. We will eat. Chet always makes barbecue, and we always just have a wonderful time. Bobby Cole always supplies us with ice cream. He'll bring his truck out there, and we'll distribute ice like little kids. Yeah. But the most important thing is, Ryan, you know, besides all the stuff, we give lots of door prizes. We'll give several oil changes, which are what? Worth $100 now. Yeah. But we'll give away oil changes and all kind of door prizes. But none of that, putting all that aside, this thing is about getting men off their seats and doing something that God has called them to do, and trying to figure out what it is that they're called to do. And it's a direct communication to men's hearts. Right. And what happens when you get that man to be active within his church, he's going to be active within his own family. This thing snowballs down, and it just becomes bigger and bigger. And every year, and in fact, I had a man call me over, a 75-year-old man called me, said that last year's men's conference was so impactful in his life. He said it forever changed my life. This is a man that's been involved in church his entire life. Right. And he said it changed his life. So every year we have
somebody from another church?
No, it's someone from our church.
Cool.
But it was his first time he'd gone to the men's conference.
Oh, wow, cool.
And that's what we're after. We need to get these men that are in our pews in Mountain View, come on out and try it. I don't think you'll ever say, oh, I wish I had never wasted my time. I haven't had none yet say that. Right. So that's what we want. We want them guys to come out here and just get active.
Well, what else? Okay, so testimonies too.
I mean, yes. Yes, we've got a guy coming that has sacrificed a lot. He resigned from a career, a really good career with Georgia State Patrol.
And it ain't me.
And it ain't him. But he stepped out. Yeah. And I'm not going to spoil his testimony, but the man, to do what God called him to do, was having to work a part-time job bagging groceries. That's right. As a grown adult man, he stepped down to a beginner position.
He did a Kurt Warner thing.
Yes.
Yeah, Kurt Warner thing.
I'm not sure if it was bagging groceries, but I want to say he stepped down to a very I don't know what proper word or adjective to describe it, but not a working man's job.
Taking it from a state trooper to whatever job may have been.
Right. Yeah, he stepped down.
Somebody may view as menial or something, but it's not. Right. Yeah.
And so God's blessed him, and so he's going to give his testimony. He's excited about doing that.
Awesome. Chet, why don't we give a call to our men, Mountain View's men, to be there that day?
Absolutely, they definitely need to be there. And I'll just touch on what Steve said just a minute. I mean, just briefly. The guy's name's Ben Turner, and he's from LaGrange, and I had the opportunity to work with Ben for a couple of years with the State Patrol, and just an outstanding, godly man. I mean, he was one of the few that actually, lived it out while he was working, because that's a tough profession. It's a tough profession to stay strong and to show and to keep the faith, so to speak. Because I've been there, I've done it myself, but Ben was one of the ones that could do that, and I just want to challenge all men, but especially our men, especially our Mountain View men, to be there for that men's conference. It's going to be very impactful, and you just need to be there. So.
And guys, look, that's the main thing. If folks come from other places and they see that our own men aren't supporting it, what you're coming is for one night. You're coming for one night, guys. And that night, I'm hoping will be a special night. I'm hoping that the Lord can touch you in a special way. Men need to know that there's a price for everything you're trying to do. You're trying to get a better marriage. All those things. It's going to cost you, and it's going to cost you dearly to get the type of marriage you want, to get the type of home you want, to get the kind of children you want. All those things, the relationships you want. It's going to cost you, and it's going to cost you big. Jesus Christ paid the penalty for our sin and got us saved. We have to pay a price for the things that we're desiring in this life, and it's just all there is to it. So we want you to be, please, Mountain View men, please come that night. If you come alone, we'll have a couple hundred guys here that night, and then we want to see. We'd love to see a couple hundred more come from other places, and be touched. We're not going to stop the men's conference. Men's conference is going to keep going. We're going to do it no matter what. And listen, we're over all the lockdowns. It's time to get back in here and get going. Hey, and another thing, for those of you who are considering coming, maybe you're watching this and you don't come to Mountain View, today's sermon is going to be talking about locking the door. And so I want you to come, be a part of that. We're going to be talking about letting go of the past, moving toward the future. And I think we ought to come on and be a part of it. I think we ought to come and worship. Hey, and look here. Hey, you guys can talk to this because Steve sleeps through most of these sermons anyway. So
yeah, I'm getting drowsy right now.
He's getting sleepy right now. Here's the thing. All right, so get a lot of blowback on 26 points for my sermons. So what I'm going to do is I have dropped it to 5. I've dropped it to 5, but you got to listen. If I'm going to preach short, you got to listen.
That's right.
So Dan Daniel will laugh because he always gets on me for saying the word listen. That's going to be my word. That is my word, my official word. I'm going to say it 20 times per sermon. So listen. All right, here we go. 5 points this morning, but I'm going to tell you something, guys. I needed this. God took me through this. Last minute, I want to thank Becca McDaniel, because Chet sees this too. He sees these notes sitting out that he's supposed to hand out, and all our welcoming committees supposed to hand out and things, and all of a sudden it changes. All of a sudden one of the sheets moves over and we put a different one. Becca helped me tremendously getting that ready, even though I had to change sermons and such. But today, something that I needed, and I'm hoping somebody else out there needs it too. So,
hey, real quick too, I wanted just to right fast. If you're watching this morning, I know last week we had 16 or 18 viewing at one time, but if you're watching this morning, if you got a question you want to text in, I've already gotten 2 already. My kids are texting me, wanted to know why I'm selling them in the View League, because I mentioned I had 8 kids at the house. So I've got 2 texts already from them.
Yeah,
don't worry, I'm not selling y'all. Yep. Not selling my youngins, but if you do got a question, just text it in right quick. We'll give you a shout out. If you don't have my number, it's 706-601-4920. That's 601-4920. Send me a text message.
Hey, if you don't have my number, good.
Yeah, he don't want you to have it.
I'm just playing. I'm playing. It's on the bulletin. If you want,
I do want to make this.
Yeah.
I have a dog I'd like to sell. His name's Walter. It's Teresa's dog. I'll take
about to get fired
$250
from
for
the
it.
house.
$250.
$2.50.
Yep. I'll deliver.
$2.50. What I'm talking about exactly. Hey guys, also continue to pray about the bus ministry. We got the buses. Continue to pray about that. We did have someone reach out and just, but not for necessarily running it, but reached out because she may want to be a part of that, and we're excited about that. But guys, we need somebody that is passionate about this, not somebody who's just thinking about it. I know that they may be watching now and they say, well, I am passionate about it. Well, praise the Lord. But here's the thing. You got to plan bus routes. You got to plan, you got to know these children. You got to plan the bus routes. At times, maybe even drive the buses. There are going to be a number of things that are going to be involved in that. We're going to be maintenance of the buses, making sure the buses are maintained. Whoever takes this is going to be in charge of buses. So I just need someone, God to send someone. I know he's going to, and maybe he already has, and we just don't know it yet. But we're excited about that. I want you guys to continue to pray about that. And I believe even Steve will pray about that. When he learns to pray, he'll start doing that, okay? Hey, today, right before the service, right before our services, we're going to go into the recording studio. Those who can fit inside the recording studio, Carter and Keith are both so fired up about getting started in this. They've already started recording, getting an album ready for October 2nd. We'll talk about that in just a second. But here's the thing. They are already recording. Steve's been in there doing some drums, hasn't you, big boy?
I love it.
Yeah,
Carter let me listen to it Friday night. He came over to the house, and we went out in his car, and he played 3 of the songs that he's just about completely done with. And, man, the drums sound good.
Chet, have you got to sing on it yet?
No.
Me either. So there we go. It can't be that great of an album if we don't get a chance to sing on it.
That's
okay?
right.
That's just all there is to it. But I better not say that because they might put us on the end as a joke. So let's don't do that, Chet. Let's don't say that. But honestly, right before the service, we're going to meet in there to pray and dedicate the recording studio. That was a dream that Keith had for a long time. I know Carter's loving it, and Carter's putting some things together in there, and they're working on music. And don't forget on Wednesdays the radio program. I mean, they're doing 12 to 1. They have a great time together. Do some trivia, lots of music, and horse around with everybody and have a good time. So you guys, please, tune in on Wednesdays.
Yep.
You might even see some special guests coming there every once in a while, or at least hear some special guests coming there every once in a while, and that's a good thing. Hey, let's talk about that July the 3rd, that Sunday. Okay, July the 3rd, that Sunday, what we have is an in-house singing that night. Okay, there's going to be some preaching that day.
Just got a text from Carter, said y'all get your voices warmed up. So thanks a lot for that.
Y'all no, listen. See, here's what I know. Carter said y'all get your voices warmed up. Here's the thing
He's
about
talking to me, okay?
Yes, he was talking to Steve first and foremost. But here's the thing, though. I know they can fix my voice. Okay, I can sing and they can make it sound
They
pretty
can work
good.
some magic
I mean,
in
if
there.
they can make Dan Daniels sound good, they can make anybody sound good. You know what I'm saying? So,
Dan's still asleep. He ain't watching.
no, Dan's watching and Dan's mad. Oh me. But hey, but here's the thing,
Your
folks.
cell phone service probably just got cut off.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, it sure did. Golly, Dan, give me my service back, huh? Give me my service back. But we're going to have an in-house singing July 3rd. We're going to have a meal afterwards. I don't know if Chet knew that or not. Did you?
No.
We do now. All right. So we're having a meal afterwards. And my goodness gracious, it's going to be yummy. So July the 3rd, sermon that morning. Then that night, we're going to have a singing and an eating. A singing and eating, that's what Mountain View does.
Yep.
And that's what you guys will listen to music for an hour and a half. If I preach for 45, you're about to cuss me out. So in a Christian way, though. It's Christian cuss words, like doggone it and stuff like that. All right. Let's see. What you guys got anything? Because I got a couple more.
I got a list of them.
Okay.
You know, Tuesday's going to be a big day for Mountain View. Obviously, typically we have our women's and our men's Bible brunch. This Tuesday there will be no ladies' Bible brunch, but the men will meet. They meet at the Tasty Shop. They'll meet over there at Brother Ernie's at noon, and they got to see what the topic is this week. Where does real revival start?
Wow.
And they tackle some deep subjects over there, and Ken and Mr. Bill and them, they do an outstanding job. Bruce has been helping them, and it's just a good thing. But also Tuesday, our Women of Faith is meeting. They're meeting at Miss Laurie White's, Bubba and Laurie White's house that night. I know they're going to eat some barbecue because we cooked that for them. But so if you got any questions about that, reach out to Laurie or Bubba, or reach out to one of the Women of Faith. Anybody that's involved in there, and they can give you all the details on that. That is Tuesday. Tuesday's a busy day. And while I'm talking, I'll just kind of roll on into the senior adults. And Ryan, you can add anything that you got there. But I talked to Ken last night. Ken has been a little under the weather. Said he's feeling much better yesterday when I talked to him. But their senior adult luncheon is Thursday. They told me what they were cooking, and I forgot already. Anyway,
they're cooking, what y'all cooking.
Yeah, what we're cooking, what they're eating. And I've already forgot what it was. But the senior adults, they are meeting this Thursday.
You don't want Ken cooking anything.
Chitlins, yeah, that'd
You
be
want
good.
No,
chitlins.
I promise you.
Chitlins this coming
We will
Thursday.
not be doing
They will be
chitlins.
boiled. They will be
chitlins.
boiled
That makes them
chitlins.
Anyway,
Easy. Swallow.
anyway, Pastor Ken wanted me to make sure y'all get signed up for that. He had a sign-up sheet out last week.
It
Had
was
about
mine.
20 to 25 sign up on there. So he needs a sign-up sheet so we can get you signed up so we can get a head count for the meal. So get it. There's one at each exit on the tables over there. So senior adults get signed up for that. And then June the 30th, I'm reading this directly from the bulletin, okay? Lunch with Bob, right?
That picture,
Lunch with Bob.
picture looks just like
It
Bob.
does look
Guys,
just like
if you get our bulletin, okay, our program bulletin, whatever you want to call it in 2022, if you get that and you look at that picture of Bob, it looks just like him.
Yes,
Don't you
it
think?
does. It does.
Don't
I'm
you
looking at it right
Steve?
now.
It does. It's
Yeah.
hideous. I mean, it looks just like it. I love it.
But they're eating at the Bullock House. And no, this is not Bob. This is Bob Bullock we're talking about. It's not his house. They're eating at the Bullock House in Warm Springs. They're going to leave the church here at 10:30, go eat lunch at 11, and they got a fun day of shopping and what have you they're going to do over there. So get signed up for that trip, too. Let's see, pay as you board the bus. That's
Hey, let's
what
talk.
they're saying. So $20 a person for that. And so lunch with Bob for our senior adults.
Very good, very good. And, you know, normally Ron Perry helps out a bunch with that, too,
Yeah.
and does a great job. But Peggy has broken her leg. They were on vacation, and she broke her leg. She was on a bicycle. She broke her leg right above the knee. And so she is hopefully either coming home today or tomorrow or something like
think
that,
so.
and doing some rehab and things. But y'all be praying for Miss
She
Peggy.
was doing one of those tricks, and she came up and was doing the
She was
flip.
supposed to go up and spin.
Yeah, and when she came down, she misjudged and landed just right.
Ron was supposed to catch her.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, but he was supposed to catch her and did not.
Well, look, just got a text from Brother Jim Eller. He was just commenting on the luncheon Thursday. They got a special, very special guest speaker lined up. He said, you don't want to miss this one. But he said everybody that's 55 and over is invited. So that kicks me out. That kicks Ryan out. But Steve,
I'm
good
in
luck.
there. I'm all over.
There you go.
Steve's a Dorito man anyway.
Yes, I'm all over.
And one more announcement that I got, and then I'll turn it back over to Ryan.
That's what you said a minute ago.
Yeah, and he can just close us out if he wants to. But y'all know we took up the glasses for Honduras, and that was just a tremendous success. And again, we want to thank y'all for bringing the glasses in.
Awesome. Sure
Over
was.
700 pair. Our Sunday school class last Sunday, as a matter of fact, sat in here and separated those for Miss Bonnie and Mr. Jimmy, and man, it was just an awesome thing. Well, she texted me after that, and we got an announcement in the bulletin too about making eyeglass holders for those glasses. And she says it's very easy to do. You can make them out of pot holders. You can make them out of old ties, and it's just an easy process. So her phone number is in the bulletin. If you're interested in making some of those, if you know how to sew, I do not. But if you know how, get in touch with Miss Bonnie, and she can walk you through that, and they'll get those made and take them to Honduras when they go. I think they're going in October, September, or October 1. So
Who'd you get a text from? Justin Morphus says, "Love this." Justin, we love you, man.
Uh-oh.
Bless
We
his
love
heart.
you.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
I'm excited about this.
What are we calling him? Razorback? We're calling him.
Yeah.
What are we calling him?
I can't tell you what I call him.
Oh my goodness gracious! Redheaded stepchild. That's what we call him.
I'll tell you what Big Daddy calls him. He calls him Pastor Possum.
Pastor Possum. That's
That's
what's
it.
it. Possum. Okay, Possum's
right.
watching. Hey, Possum, what's going
There
on,
you
big
go.
dog? We love you, man. We love you. Hey, look here. Two things. Father's Day breakfast next week.
Yes.
Now, we did not have Sunday school for Mother's Day breakfast. We're not having Sunday school for Father's Day breakfast. Okay, that's per the folks wanting to spend some time with either their fathers and mothers, and they're like, hey, can we do that? Can we come in and do that breakfast? Also, they're decorating for VBS this coming week, and they're going to be in a lot of these rooms. And if we're going to have Father's Day Sunday night off, now look here, Christmas, Easter, Father's Day, Mother's Day, that we take those Sunday nights off. I mean, they're just special nights, spend with your family, enjoy and relax. Well, VBS folks are not going to want to be here all day Sunday if the rest of the folks are able to go home and relax, be with their dads, things like that. So we're not having that Sunday night service. But also that morning we're having a breakfast instead of Sunday school. We'll still have church. Very, very excited about Pastor Steve preaching that morning. Going to be a great service, as he always does a wonderful job with that.
They mentioned it, Steve, since you said that. The kids, the 412 kids, are headed to camp today.
Yeah.
Typically we go to the Wilds, but with everything that went on with Steve, at the time we having to make reservations for that. I think Steve was probably still in the hospital or just getting out of the hospital, and we just didn't know too many unknowns. So we decided not to go to the Wilds this year. And not long after that, a local camp, I think it's Mountain Gap, I can't remember, reached out to Pastor Steve, wanting him to be their guest speaker for their camp. So it was just totally a God thing. And they're leaving today. We're not taking them, but they have to report to the camp at 4 o'clock today, and they'll be there through Thursday. So y'all pray for Pastor Steve as he's the speaker every night for this camp, that God will give him, what these kids stand in need of, and pray for the kids as well that's going to be there, that God will just touch their hearts. And
That's right.
It's a good week. All of our kids are going except 2, I think. So it's going to be like a vacation for me and Kelly. And I think the only one we got staying back with us is Keelan and Emily. So it's going to be good for a couple of days. But pray for our kids. Also, I got a text from Eric to add to the Tuesday stuff that we mentioned a while ago. Tuesday's busy day, and I just think it's awesome. Pastor Ryan said he's got a vision of one day, every night of the week we have something going on where you can learn and study in classes.
That's right.
And we almost do now with Mondays and Tuesdays and obviously Wednesdays, and you get something on Thursdays, and we about got it covered,
Yep.
But Tuesdays is going to kick off the girls' Bible study, okay? I think that's what Becca
cool.
and Taylor, I can't remember exactly
What time
who.
is that? Did he text you that?
I don't know. There's not
Eric,
a time.
text us and tell us what time. All right.
And then Eric and Levi is going to kick off a boys' Bible study that same night. So later that evening. So and his last 3 words were action-packed Tuesday, and that's what it's going to be. So we're just so thankful for that. So thankful for Eric and what he does with our youth group. I've been serving back here in the back with him a little bit. And man, he does an outstanding job, and Chris is doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, same room in here.
That's right, on Tuesdays, and he's going to. They went to the Braves game yesterday, I think. No, Six Flags. They went to Six Flags yesterday. That's right, and just a lot going on, man. Just God is so good.
I think we need to try to get you on a roller coaster.
I used to love to ride them, but I can't. I just can't.
What if the Deacons went to Six Flags and rode the rides?
That would be pretty awesome.
What if we went to?
That
What
would be awesome.
about it, Deacons? The ones who are watching, the three of you that are watching out of
back.
27. What about going to? What about? Hey, we could get Jay's back in shape again, couldn't we? We could just snap it all right back into where it should be, isn't that right? But hey, special thanks to Kevin Harp and Jay Dover who are back here in the back here. They have to look at our ugly mugs the whole time. All right, look, I'm just going to throw this out there. We're going to do this every week. Throw this out there because I want to make sure you know it. October 2nd is going to be a big day at our church. We are going to be celebrating not only the album release that Carter and Keith and all the rest of them are putting together. We're not only going to be celebrating that, we're going to be celebrating the 75th anniversary of our church, which is actually in December, but we want to do it all at one time in October. And so here's how this will work. 9:45 a.m., we will start the service, all right? Not Sunday school, but we will start the service, all right? By 11:15 or so, we will end the service. We will go back, and we're going to have a huge meal.
Another meal?
A huge meal that you're going to bring the sides for. We're going to cook meats and stuff. You're going to bring the sides for it. We're going to have a hootenanny. We're going to have it out in the gym. A hootenanny.
You never heard that?
We're going to have a hootenanny. And it's going to be, we're going to fill up the gym with food. You're going to bring desserts, and we're going to have us a good time. We're going to try to have, now look, I need somebody that has connections. I've been saying this to the staff, and they have let me down for 6 months straight. I'm looking for somebody that has access to carnival rides. I just want 3 or 4 of them. I just want 3. I think we'd have a good time that day with 3 or 4 of them. And but I have
going on a carnival ride in October. It's a cruise ship.
Doesn't do
carnival.
a cruise ship. Yeah, they're going on a cruise ship. See, it didn't even help me then. But I need somebody that has access to those, that I can talk to somebody who has those and maybe can help us out with getting a couple of those that day. But here's the thing.
Well, I had you hooked up, but since you done threw me under the bus with the whole staff coming in, I think I'll let somebody else.
Yeah, let somebody else do it now because you've not said anything to me about having me hooked up. But all right, so here's the thing. All right, then at about 2:33, we're going to have a concert. About an hour and a half of all of the songs on the album, and the people who sing them and such as that. We'll have the choir up there. We'll have us a good time. So hootenanny should be done by 4:30, and we can get out of here and go home. It's just going to be a great day. Starts 9:45, ends around 4:30, maybe even before that. Hey, and if you get tired before that, you can go home, but you're going to miss out on the concert. So the concert's going to be good, and we're going to have a good time. Lots of food, lots of fun, lots of preaching. Lots of singing. We're going to have a good time.
Lots of eating.
October the 2nd. Lots of eating. Lots of eating. So
I got a follow-up text from Eric on these on the Bible studies. The boys are going to meet at 6:30 p.m. at the Pie, okay? This is just coming Tuesday. So the boys' Bible study will be 6:30 p.m. at the Pie. The girls' Bible study is going to be 10 a.m. at the Gathering Grounds, which is the little coffee shop up there next to the
lots
to the country
lots
cover.
of good cake up there.
That's right.
Ain't no doubt about it.
So boys 6:30 in the evening, girls 10 o'clock in the morning.
All right, guys, y'all got anything else?
Yes, I do. Look, I think since we got game day, don't you think the band ought to play something to kick off before the choir come in? Yes, the band should play something.
The band should play when?
Carter,
What are you
the
talking
band
about?
should play something before kickoff. You know how a band always kicks
before
off?
we do this.
Before
Carter's
we
putting something
do
together.
that.
Carter's
No,
putting something
before we.
Oh, there should be a band in here.
No, the band would play before service
Before our
begins.
service.
Didn't you say there was
Before
a
choir?
before our service?
Yep,
Oh, I
at
got
11.
you.
Yep.
I got you. Yes, I love that. I love that.
And then we
Keith,
could get some people off their feet, and maybe they get in the choir.
Keith, make that happen. There's the band playing, getting down up there before we get started. That'd be awesome. Hey, and maybe even a doom, 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 doom.
I'm all over that like a buzzer on a go wagon. Christy,
Apparently Miss Christy Daniel
yeah.
is watching. So the first text she got that she sent Steve was, "Are you grumpy when you first wake up?" So I don't know where that came from, but
she
but
knows
the second
grumpy.
one, the second one, she said, "Please clarify the Father's Day breakfast." So clarify that, Ryan.
Okay, clarify the Father's Day breakfast during the Sunday school hour. You know, shortly before and during the Sunday school hour, we will be having a small, nothing super, extravagant, but we'll certainly have breakfast foods and such that that you guys can come. Just bring the daddies in here and the granddaddies and such, and come in here and just have a good time eating breakfast. Now, obviously we have a couple of times a year we have a huge breakfast where all of you bring stuff, and it is humongous. This is going to be just a nice breakfast put together with regular breakfast foods and things, and some pastries and stuff, and just come in here and enjoy some time together before we get started with the service. So if that's clarified enough, yes, he wakes up grumpy all the time, and that's not Teresa though, is it? Okay.
I wait. That's funny.
Exactly
and
right.
I'm glad she's not watching. She's still
She
asleep.
might be. She might be watching. Listen, again, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Jay, for being back there and taking care of this, getting this going for us. And Mountain View, we love you. We love you. And listen, I love you. The staff loves you. The most important thing is Jesus loves you.
That's right.
And we just we want you to be we want you to know how much we care about you and love you. We'll talk to you later, guys. Bye bye.